Anthony Hartwig here with another LaBrae girls basketball player profile. We're joined by sophomore this time, Angel Scruggs. Angel, thank you so much for coming on and talking to us about your year.
Of course.
So your class might say sophomore, but when we watch you play, you're looking like you've been on the floor for 4 years. Talk about first the confidence that you have in yourself to just kind of play as well as you do without all the experience in the world, and what's worked so well for you this season.
I'd say confidence. Well, Mandy, our coach, has been my coach for a while now. So she gives me the confidence to go out on the court, do what I need to do and whatnot. And yeah, so she's been my coach for like my whole time of playing basketball. So she gives me confidence and experience. I have had a lot of experience. I've stepped up to the court quite a bit my whole basketball career.
You know, a lot of high school athletes don't have the privilege of being coached in high school by someone that they've been coached by for a long time. So, talk about what kind of benefit that was for you, especially last year as a freshman coming into the high school level, knowing exactly what Mandy Rowe's coaching style was and knowing exactly what she kind of expected from her players. What was that like for you to be able to just kind of relax and know what coach wanted right out of your freshman year?
Yeah, so a lot of people say that that's like a gift to have a coach that's been with me basically my whole basketball career. Freshman year, it was it was relaxing, I'd say. I didn't get an opportunity to start except for when our point guard got injured. So when that happened, I had to step up quite a bit, but Mandy also did give me the confidence once again to do so.
What are some things that you think you learned from last year that you've taken into this year as far as lessons on the floor from freshman season?
I do need to look up the court into my posts, and we did rely on Ella and Mariah last year, but we don't have them now, so I did have to step up a bit. So learning from that, I can't really learn from that last year because I didn't really step up at that time. So, yeah.
Yeah, you're one of the players that has kind of had to take a much bigger role on the fly with those injuries that we've talked to all your teammates about. Before we talk about, just stepping up in that role, just what has it been like for you to be in a new role and to have it kind of come out of nowhere and not exactly the way you expected to be thrown into the fire this year? What's that been like for you?
So, beginning of the year, it was me and I, 2 point guards going head to head trying to compete for a spot. So, that was a little difficult. And yeah, so beginning of this year, it was hard competing. But as we went into it, there was 2 spots opened up, and it was hard at first. Got a little nervous here and there, but it's been a great journey.
All right, anyone that watches you knows how fast you are. You have speed on the court. Talk about how much you try to use that and how much you try to, take that to your advantage. The fact that you do have a lot of speed to your in your arsenal.
In practice, especially, I like to just sprint down the court, get open, easy layups. But in games, I do like to go around my defenders when I can, and when I can't, I do try to look up the court. Coaches say not to dribble up the court without looking up, so that's one of my things I have to not use my speed for because I can't dribble up the court all the time. But when I do dribble up the court, I try my best to get by my girls, and if I can score a layup, go ahead and do that, and if not, pass it to my teammates.
So let's talk about your basketball journey, when you got started in the sport and what kind of things made you fall in love with the sport of basketball.
Yeah, so Michaela said we used basketball, or not basketball. We used paint buckets as basketball hoops. Michaela was definitely my like role model. She's the one that got me into it. I never really paid attention to any basketball. She loved the NBA. My dad loved the NBA, and they just loved basketball. So Michaela kind of got me into it. And growing up years and years with Michaela has definitely been like the one who's led me into it all.
When did you think that you started to really take it seriously, not just something you're doing for fun, but something that you wanted to really work at and spend time with this sport?
When I started AAU, I do not know what year that was, probably like 2018 maybe. That's when I really liked it because it wasn't just like girls from my school, it was girls from everywhere else, big tournaments and whatnot. So that was definitely the like part where I took it more seriously and I really enjoyed it.
What were some things that you wanted to set as personal goals this year that you wanted to say that you wanted to get accomplished and you wanted to get done before this season was over?
I did want to start. I wanted to have a starting spot, so I do have that as of right now. I also wanted to get a little bit more points on the board here and there when I can, and get a little bit more assists, which right now I have accomplished those goals.
Right now, you're up for Play of the Week, which is awesome. I'm sure you're awesome. You're excited about it.
Yes.
Let's talk about that game in Girard because, man, what a wild game! You guys scored to tie it up late with that play that's on Play of the Week right now. What was that like for you to be able to be in that moment and step up in that moment and make that play?
Yeah, so we had this play where Marissa started in the middle of the court, back court, and sprinted up, and Michaela and I ran to the other side. I was wide open. Mackenzie White, she's like 6'2" on Girard. She's very athletic between Allie and I and the ball, and I somehow got it around her. And as that ball left my hands, I was like, "Oh no, it's gonna get turned over." And then Allie somehow got it, caught it, and shot it, and made it. And I was just overjoyed and with excitement, and could not believe it.
And then you finish that game with the win, which is the most important thing.
Yes.
But for people that want to vote for you, you can go over to ysnlive.com/POW and vote for Angel Scruggs and Allie Magulik for Play of the Week, the tandem that made that play in Girard. Let's talk about the community since they're going to be out there voting for you. What's it like to represent LaBrae and to have the community behind your back and to feel their support as a varsity member of this team?
Yeah, so our community is very positive. We do have a lot of supporters. They're all very positive, and they always come up to our coach saying we do really good job. They can see our positive attitudes, which me personally, when I hear that, I'm proud of myself and our team because we all do act as one team. And I can definitely tell that all of our supporters are very proud of us.
You definitely act as one team. One of the things I love about watching you guys when I get to come to your games is just how close knit this team is. How much I can tell the chemistry is there. Talk about some of the things that help you guys get so close and help team chemistry be so strong.
Yeah, so we've been playing. I've been playing since like second grade, and most of those girls all have been playing. So we've kind of had a like dynamic from then, and we've just grown and grown as it's went on. So yeah, I feel like our telepathy as a team has definitely come together, and we just know what's happening like in each other's minds almost. We're kind of reading each other's minds, and we know what to do at certain times.
And then having a sister on the team probably helps out a lot. You know, we asked Michaela about being on your team, and now we have to ask you about what it's like to have the older sister on your team and what it's been like for you to share this journey with her and to be on her team.
Yeah, so ever since I played basketball, I've been looking up to high school, and finally being on her team, it's amazing to see her accomplish things while I'm also on the court with her. Like I can hype her up, I can pick her up, I can give her a hand whenever she gets a charge called. It's just amazing to see her accomplish so many things and see her support me when I accomplish a lot of things. But yeah, she's definitely been a big support and a role model for ever since I've started basketball, and I love her for that.
Another question that we asked her that we're going to ask you too. What ways do you think you guys are the same, and what ways do you think you guys are a little bit different, whether it be on the basketball court or just in everyday life?
Yeah, like she said, I am a little bit faster than her, but she is left-handed. I'm right-handed. She said she's more of a slasher. That's a little bit of debate, but I can get to the mid-range. That's one of my strong suits is mid-range, and also just getting by people with my handles. Michaela's one of those, yeah, she's a slasher. She can get in when she needs to, and I have a lot of assists. She is the one she receives the assists from.
Do you have that sister bond on the court where you kind of know what she's going to do before she does it, and you can kind of make those reads because, yeah, that's a sister. I've been playing with her for forever.
Yeah. There's some times where I'm like, what are you doing? And she's also like that. But most of the time we do get along, and I can definitely tell what she's about to do and what she's not about to do. So, yeah.
Now, she says she wins the one-on-one matchup, so I'm going to give you the chance to rebuttal or dispute that. I mean, you're playing one-on-one a lot, I'm sure, in the backyard or in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
What's the story here? Who's winning one-on-ones?
All right. I go easy on her. Okay. No. She does beat me every time basically. It irritates me at times, but I mean, I don't know how she beats me. I don't know how. I literally do not know how, but it's okay.
Take it easy. Take
Yeah.
it easy. Keep giving her that confidence boost, right?
Right.
When you think about just the school life, as sophomore year, you're not a freshman anymore. Sophomore year is often thought about maybe one of the harder years of high school because teachers aren't taking it easy on the freshmen anymore.
Yeah.
It's real life. What's it been like in the classroom your sophomore year?
Um, to be honest, I don't really see a difference from freshman year to sophomore year, except in my history class, which is a college class. That's the only difficult one because all of our tests are skill based, and you just kind of have to know. You can't really study for them, so that's probably the hardest part. But other than that, I feel like all the other classes are pretty similar to freshman year.
Everyone learns and studies differently. What are some of your study habits and some of the things that you do to do well in the classroom?
Yeah, I try to set aside time to study, and when I'm confused, I kind of look up YouTube videos to help me out with that. Michaela helps me study as well. So yeah, I try to set aside some time to do that, but it can be hard at times when I have other things involved.
How do you juggle your time? How good of a time manager are you as far as trying to juggle your schoolwork and the basketball of being an athlete?
I'd say I'm pretty good. I mean, we have practice either right after school or 5 to 7, so I still have like 3 hours before I go to bed to study. So I'd say I'm an okay time manager, but yeah.
What's your favorite class?
English. My English teacher is very enthusiastic and she's very nice.
And the next one, I don't want to word it least favorite. I don't want to throw shade at any teachers out there, but what's the one that makes you work the hardest? The one that you really got to grind to get your grades
Yeah.
in?
My history class, he is very smart, and with him being smart, I don't think he understands that we aren't as smart as him, and he kind of just gets it like he's just naturally smart. So it's kind of harder for us students to really understand what's going on. But
Looks like we have animals that want to say hi, which I love. Love animal cameos.
yes.
Let's talk a little bit about just what it means to you to represent LaBrae as a school, and what it means to you to put on those colors and LaBrae across your chest every night.
Yeah, so my mom grew up going to LaBrae, so we kind of just followed after her footsteps. But yeah, we have a motto. It goes once a Viking, always a Viking. So stepping up and putting on these colors, it's amazing to have such a great school, great teachers, great principal, great attendance, board office, and whatnot. They're all very nice people.
Angel, we end these interviews the same way every time. We want to give you the chance to take the limelight off yourself a little bit and shine on the people in your life that have cared for you, that have supported you, that have really gotten you where you are. So I want to give you the time to give thank yous and shout outs to the people that you think are astronomical in your journey.
I want to thank my mom. She sacrificed a lot with money. When money was tight, she still managed to pay for AAU, pay for uniforms, pay for shoes, socks, whatever we needed for basketball. I want to thank her for that. She's definitely supported us the whole way through. Whenever we're having hard times in basketball, great times, she's always there to support us, say, hey, it's okay, or great job. And Michaela as well, obviously. She is my role model. She's what got me into it. So I really have to thank her for always picking me up, supporting me, and getting me into it in the first place.
Angel, we want to thank you so much for the time. We appreciate it. We wish you the best of luck the rest of this season. And, we'll be out there again real soon. We can't wait to see you and talk to you again.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.